Okay, here we go. Live. Hello, Marie. Hello, everybody. Hello, Jazzy.
Hi, Elisa. Hi, everyone. Hi from Jazzy. So, how's it going out there, Elisa?
It is amazing. Things are just falling in place. Everything's fantastic. I'm not paying attention to what's going on in the world, so I'm in my own little bubble of happiness and joy.
Yeah.
And I want to welcome any new subscribers and people that are watching us. Welcome to the channel. We have a beautiful soul family that visits with us, and get to know them. They're absolutely amazing on the chat. And thank you so much, everyone, again for being here. Welcome back, Dennis. Happy, happy, happy to have you back. And just very interesting things that are happening. There is this channel called That Is Impossible. It's a channel called That Is Impossible. And of course, what perfect place to bring in to a tarot show and say, okay, this is not impossible. Obviously, we're seeing it. So, what do the cards have to say? Is this real? Is this true? Is it not true? What is it? So, um, I'm going to try to see how I can introduce this to you guys and see how it goes. I think it's going to be super interesting. I know that the information we got about the giants, those videos that we got about the giants last
Mm.
time, was from that channel. So they have really cool videos there. So I think that's going to be really cool to bring that in and look at some mysteries that are happening around the world.
Yeah.
But before we do that, as you know, we are doing the general reading in the beginning of the show. So I want you guys to go ahead and put on the channel on the chat. If you are here on the live, 888, and we will pick someone from the channel. And while we do that, Marie, oh my gosh, do you see that? My stuff disappeared from there. Did you notice?
Oh, because you had us down one side and then you had your stuff up.
Yeah, see, it's on my bad computer.
Oh,
So the computer just
doesn't
um
like it.
yeah, uh it just crashed. See, that's why I'm using this new computer, so we don't have any crashes or anything like that. Okay, so
Technology, hey?
yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to get this ready. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, hold on. Okay. All right. So, what we're going to do, share system audio. There it is. That's what it is, Marie. I had to share the system audio.
Yep,
Okay.
there you go.
All right. So, as I'm looking on the chat, I see Nick Free. Nick Free. I'm
Free.
going to put it up there for you. Oh,
Thank
wrong
you.
one. Here we go. Okay.
Okay, so Nick Free. So how I usually work, Nick, you've probably seen this before, is I just tune into my higher self. I always like to go through my divine presence, and I go through your higher self as well, so we can get some help information if you need it to as to what's going on in your life or what it is that you might need to be looking at. So just tuning in. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to now pull, as I pull the cards, it's almost like the story sort of starts to unravel as we go through the cards. Okay. Really interesting because straight up we've got the Four of Wands. Now, to me, this is a very stable foundation or that you've taken action to create, and it's like somewhere where you're living in. It could be also that you've come into a bit of a stronger place within yourself. It doesn't always have to be physical, but I am feeling it is physical because we've got our beautiful Ace of Swords after it. So it's almost like you've created this place, and it's like you've maybe feeling a little bit more secure. There's a lot in front of you, though, that you're looking at as to what to do. So let's just see what else wants to come up for you, Nick. Ah, interesting. You've got the Two of Cups. Now, to me, this is always something, a relationship. So a relationship that you're working with, whether it's an intimate partner whether it's a business relationship. It feels like you've actually you've created something that's already come through for you, that's going to help you. There was a little bit of chaos. I'm seeing that because the Seven of Wands has come up. This isn't an action card, but to me, this is like a little bit of tussling and fighting to maybe get where you were. And I feel also you've sort of had a few emotional patches coming through. This is just from what I'm seeing. So let's just see what else is coming up for you. King of Swords. Beautiful. King of Swords to me says that you're the master of your creator. You can always, you're quite a manifester. So just keep thinking what it is you want and feeling into what it is you want. Okay, and I feel that's going to help you to get through what's in front of you. Page of Swords. So yeah, be really mindful. Just listen to your own wisdom and your own intuition, because you know, you might have a few things you have to decide between. You've got to come back to listening to that, because people have a different perspective to you. So you'll need to look at your own perspective and what's right for you. Yeah, Six of Cups, beautiful. So you're actually being supported. I feel there's like a little community, or whether it's family, to help you on an emotional level, to actually know that you're fine. I feel you've really come through something that was a little bit emotional, but you've really set yourself up now. So just trust yourself, keep going inside, keep asking for guidance and help, okay? Because our beautiful guardian angels can't help us unless we ask them to support us and help us. So I don't just tune into my divine being, my highest self, but I do actually get support and help from my guardian angels. So do that if you're a little bit confused still. Okay, so I hope that helped, Nick. But Nick Free. So yeah, so that's the reading.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. So my computer's still crashing on me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. And I have not set up my Google account on this computer.
Okay.
I am not going
It's
to be
well,
able to show it.
well, should we ask a few of the questions that have come up maybe from the beginning of the chat?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to work on to see
just
what
until something comes through.
Yep. Oh, this one. I like this one. Okay. Is it time for the elves to return that which they are keeping? Can Jasper tell us if, how, and when? If they will, they will. When they will, when they will.
Okay, so first of all, let's just see. I'm just going to use some cards just to check to see if the elves have been keeping something that they need to return. So that this is the thing, it might be something that they actually, if they're holding something, yeah, they are, because we've got our Queen of Wands. Now, to me, she's very trustworthy, action card, intuitive, very, very integrity. So I feel that they are holding something. King of Pentacles, I sort of feel that they're going to go with whatever's right in the time, Dennis. It's like their King of Pentacles to me is someone that's a master of contemplating what needs to be done in a reality, and they will go with the flow. So Nine of Swords. So don't worry. You don't have to be worried, Dennis, about this. The cards are saying, I'm going to tune into Jasper and just see what he has to say about our beautiful Elven energy, or that sort of realm of energy that goes on. He's showing me it's almost like a vortex going down into the realm that they live within. It's almost like it's not yet time for anything to come through. So he's showing me it sort of closes over. So not yet time, Dennis. I'll just ask Jasper, is there going to be time when that happens? I feel it's going to happen. It's sort of going to be like the golden era, because he's showing me all this gold coming out, like actual tangible golden chalices and things. So I feel it's when we're more into our golden age. So it could be quite a bit of time yet until that's fully come in. That's what I'm seeing from Jasper. So yeah, so look, I feel that that's still just, going to be a while away yet. So
I wonder how Dennis knew to ask that.
Dennis always comes up with some pretty interesting lateral thinking questions.
They're out of the blue, and they are
really good.
Like out of nowhere, and yeah, like he knows something,
Always. I've always felt Dennis had that real intuition. because he contemplates. I don't know, Dennis, but are you a bit of a contemplator? Do you sort of sit and contemplate, which is often just like meditating anyway? So things then come to us when we're in that receptive state.
I'm sorry, I was kind of figuring this out. Did Jasper give us any info?
Yeah, he did. He was just saying that he showed me a vortex, but it's still not ready to be divulged is the word. And the golden age, it's more like it's going to happen when there's more of a golden age on Earth.
Okay, I thought those were the cards. Yeah, not him.
No, that Jasper came. That was Jasper. The cards were just checking to make sure that that was actually happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So I'm going to try this now because it's actually still up, and that's a miracle. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys this video. And again, this is from That Is Impossible channel. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at these really freaky YouTube, Google Earth locations that exist. Okay, so hang on, we're going to watch this video for a minute, and here we go.
On March 22nd this year, Reddit.
Is it playing? It looks like it's disappeared again, so it's just not quite holding enough to be able to play for us. But
it's not. And
I was intrigued. I was looking forward to it
because it's there. It's actually there, yeah.
Dang.
I know. Well, once I have the dongle for this Mac, I can connect the extra monitor, and then I can do it.
Okay.
But yeah, for some reason this keeps disconnecting on me.
Yeah, it just keeps dropping out. So yeah, once we can get it up properly, we'll save that one for another show, because I reckon that'd be fabulous to do. It's fascinating. So if anyone's got any things they've maybe seen on Google Earth, they could put that up as well. I don't know. So that's a thought.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm gonna, you know me, I don't give up. So okay. So the next question is, oh, my bad. Okay. Let's see. I'm not really sure. Oh, here we go. This is a good one from Maple Tree. Who are the triangle beings from the Triangulum galaxy? Have you seen these beings, Marie? They have they're like golden, and they have like a triangle head, like literally a triangle like this.
Wow. Okay. I have never heard of it. So
yeah.
Okay. So let's just see if they exist. Wow. I'm just going to ask the cards like where they fit into for us, on this earthly plane. So, wow. Okay, so it's fascinating because we've got the Five of Pentacles. So to me, this means there's at some point in time there's been a bit of problems and issues. They've had some hard times, but there was a change. And the Six of Swords has come up. So they moved away over troubled waters into something better. So these guys have had to do the evolving as well, through their processes and their experiences. So, and I'm just going to just see how it's tied in with us. Okay, so Knight of Cups, to me, again, this is bringing through a message, but it's emotionally gradually bringing it in. So I don't feel they've maybe had a lot to do with us, but maybe there's something, coming through from them that is sort of interactive with us here on Earth. But they had their own stuff to go through is what I'm getting from the cards. So that's all I can probably say about them. I'm not really sure too much else more about these guys. So yeah. So is there anything else you know about them, Elisa?
Do you see this?
It's just coming up. It's doing, oh, there we go. Oh, wow. gosh. Yeah,
That's
wow.
kind of what they
Okay.
look like. They're like triangle head beings.
Fascinating, isn't it? Very
Mhm.
yeah, they look almost feline. Like they sort of look like, that cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating. Yeah, so again, with similar cards, because we've got our 7 of Wands showing there was quite a lot of like whether there was a lot of fighting or something, action or chaos, but then we've got the Ace of Pentacles, so they've moved into a much better place within themselves, within their soul families and groups and whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. Ah, that's cool.
Yeah. 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 They're cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. This is something that I think Jazzy would help us maybe. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
the cards can help us with this. What is the difference between believing and knowing? DNA mind creation and programming versus truth from the heart experiencing feeling of joy.
Yeah. Well, because you were just talking about this morning, really, when we were having a chat, do you want to sort of give your example of how what you were saying that you know now rather than just sort of believing? You literally said that. So do
Yeah,
you
so
remember?
knowing to me is um as I'm speaking to someone, usually these thoughts pop in my head about what it is that we're discussing, and it's just a knowing. It's like it pops in my head and I'm like, okay, I'm getting that, that this is because of this or this is because of that. Like it's just random thoughts that pop in my head, is the knowing.
Yeah.
um and then believing is more of it. So believing, it's almost secondary because it's like you once you receive the information, you can choose to believe it's true
Mm-hmm.
or not. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the belief. It comes like behind the knowing is the
Yeah.
believing.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I
It's
feel the same
believing.
thing. Yeah, so it is for me when I get a knowing, it's something that's deep within me as well. It feels really just solid, and it's like I don't even have to question it. It's just like this knowing comes through. Whereas a belief means like, yeah, I'm often contemplating it. Now, is this right or not? Do I believe this? Do I not believe this? A knowing, oh my gosh, when I get a knowing, it's so solid, I actually don't even question it. So, and that can be our clairsentience or our
Hmm.
claircognizance, which is that
Hmm.
knowing.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling to it. I think you said the word well. It's a different feeling that goes with it. To me, it's quite deep. It's like this, just and it's going to be very hard to change your mind once you get that knowing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still always good to discern, but yeah. So that's how I would explain it for me personally when I actually know something rather than just start believing or questioning something.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, it's different for
Okay.
everyone, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. So, I saw some other questions here.
Dennis had
Um,
another one at the beginning.
oh, it was about Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Brandon, and if he'll be gone. Maybe we can ask if he'll be gone this week.
Oh yeah, for this month. I actually felt the cards were saying it would have been closer to like Christmas time that we were seeing him gone. So it's something I would have actually expected to have had already happen. But I
Yeah.
think they're setting him up for it pretty well, aren't they? With everything that's going on.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so let's see what they have to
Okay,
say.
so we want to do a time frame. Where are we now, January? Should we say maybe by the end of February to get a definite yes, or to get a little bit more of a picture, if he's going to be gone by the end of Feb? So
Uh, yeah.
yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and the cards are showing me all 3 cards wanted to come up that were together. So we've got our 9 of Wands. Remember, this is someone's had a pretty long journey. I would say that he's not even still here. It's someone else that's doing a nice job for him. And So yeah, Nine of Wands is still he's still standing strong at the moment, because that's what that's telling me. But then the Chariot comes in. So this is, once things fall into place, then there's movement ahead. So there's still a little bit more balancing of an act to do before he comes out, but it's being set up for this movement, for this change. And Temperance, to me, this is patience, but it's also knowing that there is going to be a change, whether it's a physical one or whatever. There's definitely going to be a change. So, and it does say patience. So I'm just going to do a clarifying card to see if we can get around if it will be by the, yeah, I feel it could be by the end of February, because that King of Pentacles has come up, who is the master of actually our reality. So there's something that's definitely in play there. So yeah, so Dennis, yep, the cards are saying, yeah, there's definitely a change coming, and it's potentially by the end of February.
Okay,
So,
very good.
Yeah.
All right, from Lady Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
They say there is an arc in southern Ukraine and it has activated and may fly out.
Okay.
Any insight on what this would mean, if it's true, what its purpose is?
Oh, that one wanted to fly out again, which is the Chariot, which is interesting. So let's just have a look.
So it sounds like, yes, it's going to fly out.
Funny. So let's have a look and see. I'll ask first of all if there actually is an arc down in southern Ukraine, and what we are going. So how we're going to define an arc is something that's been left behind. Yeah, so something from other times, other realms, other dimensions that's actually been hidden somewhere in Earth. It looks like there could be, because we've got our King of Wands, who's very much an action person, that's their justice. So, and this card has come up before, I think, when we've talked about some places that we were asking about arcs as well. So something that is going to actually, that is there, but still Seven of Cups. So to me, there's still a little bit, we're not in the right place, because this to me is around chaos or not knowing, or many different ways of doing it. So I don't feel it's going to happen in a hurry. No, three of Swords. So it's not going to happen in a hurry. Okay, the Chariot, when it first flew out, showed me that when the timing's right, there will be movement forward, but not just yet. Okay. Again, I feel that there's so much more that needs to be resolved in our world at the moment, just to bring a little bit more clarity and positive direction for people. That, that's something I feel that is probably more of that golden age that we were, talking about.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. Okay. Do you think Jazzy would know like what the purpose of it is, or the cards could tell us? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just tune into Jasper and see what's the purpose. Okay. Straight away, he just said it's actually holding an energetic value is probably a way to express it. Just by being in that place that it's in that dimension that it's in. It's like something that people could walk through and not even see it, because it's in that interdimensional frequency. So he's just saying it's holding value in energy for us there. So that's what he was just straight away just brought through for me.
Okay.
So it's, yeah.
Okay. Very cool. All right. So I have a big question. So supposedly CNN, it's been said that CNN is shutting down doors for good at major office location. This is huge, and what we have been waiting for. So is this true?
Okay.
First question, is CNN actually shutting down its doors at the main office location?
So does that mean that they won't be doing any more programs, or it's just that they're shutting down that aspect of it?
That's the second question.
First okay.
Question is,
unless
we can do both questions at the same time.
No, we'll break it up. I think you're right. Yeah. We'll break it up. So CNN actually is that front, their office front, is that going to be shut down?
CNN shutting doors for good at major office location.
Yep. Ace of Wands has come straight up, which is our positive action card. So yeah, Chariot. Oh my God, card of the day. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah, it's something's changing within it. Definitely something's changing within CNN. Yeah, because Five of Swords, there's been a lot of in-house fighting on a mental plane, like, yeah, with what's going on there.
Yeah. So does that mean that CNN is done for? Does this mean that really not only the main office location will be closed, but completely shut down?
Okay. Oops. I mean, we sort of probably need to do a time frame because it might shut down in 10 years. So let's just ask to see if it's going to be,
No, well,
within.
I mean the specific. So they're saying shutting doors for good at major locations. So okay, so let's well, this I imagine it means now, right? Like this is happening now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so then will they be completely shut down by the end of well, how much time in January do we have? Like 10 more days. Let's say end of February, I guess.
And is this just for those main headquarters, or is this for the whole of CNN?
The whole shut down, like nobody sees it anymore on TV. It's completely gone.
Interesting. Yeah. We've got our Knight of Wands. Now, to me, this is a knight that is a bit of chaos again, but it's fast action. So things could move quite quickly. But then we've got the Strength card. So as soon as this one came through, my sense was with the card that there's still going to be used, like, to help with the process of letting people know what's truly been going on.
Okay.
And then they'll go down because there's the Three of Swords, which is something's finishing. It's sort of, caused a lot of Hierophant. This is a controller. So that's going down. So the whole control that they had, their, agenda, all going down. So
Okay.
it could, something
Okay.
better is going to come through. Even if CNN keeps its name, it's going to be a much
Controlled by the
better, much better place for people. So truth will be coming out. It'll be much higher energy vibration, so that's why that 10 of Cups has come up with it. Yeah. So they might still keep the name Elisa, and this is why I was getting it. It could be a little bit tricky trying to say, yes, it's all going to come down. It could just have a complete change of what they do.
Okay. But it sounds like what you said is that they are going to use it for putting out truth. And once that's done with, then they're going to close them down. Right?
Yeah,
That's
50-50. They still haven't made that full decision because the
if
Two
they're
of
going to
Pentacles, so they're definitely using it, but it's not sure yet whether they'll
shut
allow
down
them to
or
keep
not.
the CNN name or, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay, very good. Okay. Let's see if we can help Teresa with this.
Okay.
So since we're a soul fragment amongst many of higher self, how could we call upon our fellow fragments to come together? Wouldn't that command need to come from our higher self since they're the boss?
Yeah. Do you want to speak to this first, Elisa?
No, I'll let you do it.
Okay. So, Teresa, to me, when I had the hit to actually do some, retrieval work or to do this reconnection work, it just came to me intuitively. So I was sort of connected in with my higher self, and it was for me to experience it at that level. And then what happens, though, is if I'm, say, maybe doing some cards with a friend or we're doing some kinesiology, it'll come up and I'll feel it. This emotion comes through when I'm connecting in with another lifetime or another experience. Being here, it doesn't have to be on the earth plane, by the way. And so it's almost like I just allow it when the timing's right for it to come through and do it. So, you can just go in and check, just go in and talk to your beautiful higher self and just go, is there anything I can do to help consciously work with actually integrating more of this, of soul aspects? And you'll pick up a book and it'll have some instructions maybe on how to start playing with that. So to me, it's always come through just naturally and intuitively. I don't sit there every day and do this at all. It's always been a natural, intuitive, perfect timing moment for me to work with that. So that's, So to me, connecting with your higher self and you will get the knowing, you'll know. you know, whether you're meant to do it or not.
So,
So,
but yes, but the answer is we believe that yes, you can command it from here by connecting to your higher self and then doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, it's just another experience we have as a beautiful divine being that's in a, you know, in an avatar, of how it feels to actually have that, because we're all connected. We're actually truly all connected. So it's really just experiencing something that's not what we experience when we're in that perfect spiritual arena.
Yeah. All right. So our next question, I lost it, comes from Wolf Love. Can the cards give any insight into the giant face in Antarctica on Google Earth? Have you seen it, Maree?
No. Hi, Wolf Love.
See if I can find it for you.
Okay.
But there's a mountain
in
Antarctica. Maybe it's, I wonder if it's a giant.
Like, well, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because there's so many mountains that actually do have that appearance or the energy of having been a live being.
Share now.
Yeah.
Without crashing the laptop. Let's see, share, Chrome tab. Okay, here we go. Do you see it?
It's just coming up now. Okay, let's have a look and see. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Wow. And interestingly enough, Wolf Love, look at the cards that came up as Alisa was even asking your question. The Ace of Cups came up, then the Ace of Pentacles came up. So I would say that, yes, this is definitely something that has been a being at some point in time. And then the Fool card. So this is like a whole new way of looking at things, a whole new way of experiencing. And so the fact that more people are waking up as to that there could have been a whole different world to what we've been told here on Earth, that's sort of really, really quite an incredible picture, isn't it?
So Maree, you think that's a giant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as you were asking it, the Ace of Cups came up, the Ace of Pentacles came up, and then the Fool card. So it's like we went into a whole new place, a whole new world with, you know, with when the giants had, you know, finished their time here.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what the cards said to me. And it was, as you were asking the question, I was pulling those.
So that means that giant is as big as a mountain.
Yeah,
face, well, just the face alone.
Just the face alone, exactly. You know, it's fascinating because I think I've told you before, up here on the Sunshine Coast, we have these these mountains, and one of them is I saw it and I knew it. It was a knowing. It was a mountain that was a giant that was crouched down, and his face was like a large part of the actual mountain. So yeah, I know. So I really do feel that's something that is a high probability with those cards.
Wow.
You know, so
okay.
Cool.
So I have an interesting question for you. So do you know who Tucker Carlson is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So Tucker made a statement that Nixon, do you remember this president that we had?
Wasn't he the one that, yeah, he did the Watergate? Was it Nixon that did Watergate?
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So he alleges that Nixon claimed he knew that the CIA killed JFK, and then shortly after, 4 of the 5 part of the thieves were CIA agents in the Watergate scandal. Then Nixon was forced to resign, and Gerald Ford replaced him, a man who served on the Warren Commission, which absolved the CIA for JFK's murder. Wow. So was Nixon set up?
Let's have a look and see.
With Watergate?
Well, you know that, you know, crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened. Let's have a look and see. Oh, interesting. This one. Look, Page of Cups. So yeah, there was something that was offered. To me, this is an offering of something that's going to change things. And then we've got our temperance card. So there's definitely a setup to have something shift and change, and it's a patience card. So I think they waited their time out to do that. Yeah, nine of Pentacles. Now this is one of abundance. This is one of very unique situation. So I'm still getting, and I'm going to ask this question. Yeah, was he still part of the the crew, the group, the tribe? Yes, he was, because the judgment cards come up, but he was a scapegoat. He was a fall guy, if that makes sense. So that's, yeah. So of course they don't care. They'll just throw their own under the bus as well.
So he was one of the bad guys then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Yeah.
But
because that
they
judgment card
him.
came up. They used him. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. And this is it. There's no integrity.
Right.
So they just do what they need to do in any moment.
Okay, wow. That's
I
crazy. Okay, wow. Okay, well, that question we delete. Okay. So I know we're seeing a lot of this on the news and stuff. Are these actually like really happening, or is it, or I don't know. Sometimes I feel like sometimes they're false and sometimes they're actually true. It's just the bad guys, if just infiltrating
and orchestrating it.
Yeah. And doing mind control on the people that are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Interesting, because the Hierophant card came up. So this is my authority, my control of authority card, like, the group. So yeah, I feel they had something to do with this, setting this up and orchestrating it. And yeah, you're right. It's Six of Pentacles. So it's like offering something to try and push people a certain way, to try and bring through fear, to, the laws about the Second Amendment and all of that. They're going to push what they can.
Okay, so Lady Hawk is saying that this one did actually happen.
Yeah.
This was a real one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But but it's still there to cause some chaos, because we've got our five of wands. So, it does create chaos and action, but they still know about it. Like, these guys still are the ones, that would help to set it up. So even if it happened, yeah, see, Seven of Cups, chaos. So there's they just want to create whatever chaos they can. So yeah. So was it a student that did it? Does anyone know if it was a student?
Lady Hawk would tell us.
Yeah. Okay.
If this was something that, yeah. And my computer's crashing again. My other one.
Oh, your other one's crashing again. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Because I'm using it.
Yeah. So yeah. So we've got the Three of Swords. So there was definitely something gnarly that went down. So that was really painful. And
yeah. So we need to, if we can, if we feel called to send energy to that area, send energy to those children that are now traumatized for life. Send out lots of love and understanding.
Yeah.
For those that are causing the violence, because it is for our growth, as horrible as it sounds. It is, this duality is happening for our awakening.
Yeah.
And so it's something that we need to, I know this is hard to say, for me at least it's hard, but in the deeper I get into the rabbit hole of why we're here and the simulation and the information that we gather and receive from our galactic family, is that we really are supposed to understand that everything that happens in the simulation is for our growth. Therefore, nothing is bad. in essence. Nothing is bad, nothing is good. It's all neutral, because in the end, it's all for the experience of growth.
Yep.
So if it helps you, what
Mm.
I do is I tend to believe that it's part of the simulation and it's not real, in a sense, almost like we're watching a video game. So if you are playing a video game, and you are into the video game and you see, this happening in the video game, it's a video game. In your mind, you're like, it's a video game, so it doesn't affect you, right, like it would if you're there live and it's happening to you. So that's the way that I am able to accept the reality, and so see it as a video game. That's all I can tell you, is
Yep.
see it as a video game, and see the positive side of it, which is that it's helping awaken humanity.
Well, you're spot on, because it's interesting. The cards that came up as you were talking is the world card. So it's the whole aspect of where we're living and what's happening. And then there's this card, and of course we all judge the bad and the devil and this and that, but it is to bring about a balance. So we find that balance, that Two of Wands looking out over the world, we find that balance within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's and a lot of things are soul contracts as well. I've had friends
that too. Oh,
yeah,
karma, or some people are paying karma. They did,
karma,
like the children that died, is possibly that they were killing people somewhere in some other lifetime, and now they have to pay that karma here.
They get
Also,
to
it's another
experience it
option.
from the other side. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make it any easier if you're one of the parents
Mm-hmm.
or you're one of the friends. And of course, it's an huge emotional trauma, but it also can lead to growth and expansion. So
Yes.
yeah. So we just send love and we send light. And if you feel that,
Yes.
as Lisa said, if you feel the need to do that, absolutely, just send that to them.
But again, I just look at it as the simulation, almost like it's not real. Like I just see it as a video game, as part of the video game, more than anything. Yeah.
Well said.
Okay. So the next question is, can we choose to
Ooh,
step out of the reincarnation cycle?
wow.
Um,
What do you
yeah,
think, Lisa?
yeah, you have free will. You can do whatever you want. I mean, unfortunately, it's when you chose to come here, that's a decision that you made, and not lightly, because you wanted to learn here. You wanted to learn something, or experience something. So usually if you decide in this lifetime to cut out early, you're going to go back, and you're going to have to come back and not repeat it, because it's not like you jump back into the same family, into the same life, but you go back and then you kind of have to decide, how do I want to learn this lesson, maybe in a different manner. So yeah, I mean, you have free will. You can do what you want, but it's
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think too, because it's such a different perspective when we're in spirit, and we're omnipotent, we're omnipresent, all of that, we just see things so differently, and so therefore we, that's where we make all of our contracts from and all of the rest of it. So yeah, the Chariot, because we do, as Elisa said, we want to grow and move and expand, and it's that's what it is about. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So of
Yeah,
course we can, and we can go to other places, we can go to other dimensions, we can have very many different experiences on very many different levels as well. So it's not just here on Earth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, good question.
Okay, our next question is from Nick Free.
Wow.
So, were submarines used to transfer people to Antarctica?
Okay, let's have a look and see what the cards say about this one. All the things we've been hearing about, they've been using for years and years, as well, to get people places. Let's have a look and see if specifically to Antarctica there were submarines. This one wants to come out. Yeah, it looks like it, because we've got our Queen of Wands. So to me, she's like a truth teller. She's a integrity. Judgment. A lot of them, though, Nick, I would say have been what's the word? Are known about now, because that Judgment card to me says that things are known, things are now seen. Yeah, Three of Cups. Looks like there's a celebration around all of this as well, that's sort of been found and stopped. So that's what I'm feeling with these cards. So, but submarines were definitely part of the transport to Antarctica. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Thank you for the question.
yeah, I mean, it's interesting because that's why Australia and I think it's South Africa were two of the main countries where the cabal had a huge underground situation, because they knew it was the quickest way to get down to Antarctica if they needed to be safe.
All right. This is a good question, only because I was a little, what is this about? So there's a gas stove ban in New York that's being proposed.
Okay, that's really weird.
It is. It's like maybe they don't want people using gas. So like, what is this all about? Let's see what the cards can tell us. What is this?
Yeah,
The good guys or the bad guys, or is it the good guys trying to get the people to stand up and go like, what's
yeah,
going on? Like, what? Nothing's making sense. Like, I don't know, to wake up the people.
yeah. Yes, that's really interesting. Does anyone know, do many people have gas stoves in New York? Is that something that's quite common?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, they would probably, because I know here some cities have the gas pipes that go through. You can just tap into, whereas sometimes, like on Gold Coast where I live, I think you need the actual cylinders, that you don't have like the gas mainline pipes. So you'd think somewhere like New York, they'd probably have the gas mainline pipes, wouldn't they, that you can tap into. So let's just see if this is something that is actually maybe gonna happen. Should we see first of all if it's going to come to fruition? Smoke and mirrors. We've got our magician. I think you're onto it, Lisa. You're onto it. Ace of Wands. This is about when I was asking about, is this really going to come true? No, it's not. It's actually a story almost, like you said, to wake people up. The Moon card. It's actually putting something in place that's it's not meant to be there. So I would say that this is to, like you said, rattle people, to get them asking questions, and to help them to start looking and seeing what's going on. So that's the first thing. So I would say it's not going to go ahead with those cards, and it's definitely a wake up call for people.
So this brings me back to something else that's happening that I feel is a wake up call, and people might think it's the bad guys, but I don't think it is. So let's ask the cards.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've heard that Bank of America is taking money out of people's accounts.
Wow.
Yes. So I had seen somewhere in some post that the humanity had not awakened when they saw that there was child trafficking, right? When the Epstein story came out, nobody was doing anything about it. Nobody was outraged. No, there was no conversation about it, right? So now the higher ups are going like, okay, we're going to hit him where we know they're going to do something about, which is money.
Yes.
So the current situation with banks taking money out of people's accounts, is it for them to wake up, or is it the bad guys? Because those banks used to be bad and they might still be. So which one is it?
Okay, so what we'll ask first is this the black hats, banks, or the Institute of the Bank doing it for their own benefit?
Ask about Bank of America, because that's the one I know for sure that's doing it.
Yeah, look, definitely they've definitely wanted to coop back some money or whatever, because that's their desire. Secret. So there's a lot going on actually as well underneath in secret. I'm still getting that. Yeah, I'm still getting that it's going to be okay, because the Six of Swords has come up, which is going away from not a good place. So I feel that this is something they would love to probably take everyone's money, because they legally own it. If your money's in a bank, you've signed it over to them. So, and a lot of people don't know this. So yeah, but it's not going to keep happening like that. It's definitely, people are going to wake up, and as soon as people start taking their money out of the bank, it's like they'll be going, oh, okay. So it is a wake up call as well. It's a call to action.
But do you feel it's the bad guys then doing it?
They wanted that, yeah. So this, to me, the bad guys wanted that. So, but then of course there's something going on underneath the story. So that, and I'm going to check to see if that's the white hats, or if they're just letting these guys do it. It is exactly what you were saying. When we've got our Knight of Cups, it's slowly bringing a steady story to people, so emotionally they can stay a little bit balanced, but it is waking them up. Bad guys would have gone in and taken anything they wanted if they were allowed to. I feel this is just a little, they're just doing enough to get the message out. So yeah.
Okay.
And Bank of America is huge. I mean, it's a huge bank.
Huge.
So that would be freaking people, wouldn't it? You know, if you had money in the Bank of America, would you be leaving a lot of money in there?
Yeah, no.
So it's and it's also, and it's just the trust. It's actually showing people that you really can't trust the system and the banks. That's So it's convoluted, and this is sometimes where it's tricky, because it's quite convoluted as to what's going on behind the scenes, and that's why that Four of Swords came up.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. So I'm glad. See, my intuition is right on point again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So from Code Named, is there a new ocean rapidly forming inland in the middle of South Africa?
Wow.
Well,
okay.
Interesting.
It is code named, and it's interesting. Are you sort of feeling it's more a salt ocean? Is that what you're asking, or is there something underground? If they got massive water basins we don't know about yet underground, I guess we'll just ask the question: is there something that's now forming in South Africa that's water orientated? Okay, let's have a look and see. Oh, yes, you could be right. There is something that's whether it's, I don't know that it's happened yet at all, but yeah, there's something that's going to come forward. I feel it could have been a bit hidden, because our magician card can tell us that the truth hasn't often come out about something. So I feel it's been known about as a huge reservoir or something like that. Yeah, see, it's been hidden. So because we've got our Eight of Swords, so it's actually been hidden. Interesting, really interesting question. And look how tough they've had it over there. I mean, God, it's been pretty harsh, hasn't it, in South Africa? Really harsh. So yeah, so something, I feel you're right. I feel something good, because that Chariot card of the day, there's definitely something moving forward, but it's like something has to be balanced first, and then it will start to move forward, is what I'm getting. So yeah, there's definitely something there.
So something, okay, very good. So something I'm not understanding is that, once again, I feel like they're pushing the, you know what, thing with the C19 and the flu together, like and I'm like, are these the good guys, the bad guys? Like, what? I'm so confused. I thought the bad guys were done. So the good guys are telling people to get this double thingy, and I'm just like, so what can the cards tell us about this new, like, get your, all of them together kind of thing?
They're using the mRNA to actually work in flu shots. And I heard that this was going to happen even like close to 2 years ago. I heard they were going to do that. So let's just have a look and see. Okay. So I'm going to ask specifically, is this from, well, I guess, do they know about it? Do the white hats actually know about it? Let's have a look and see. Yeah, look, they do. Again, these two cards have come up. This is it. This is it. You know how I was trying to explain to you how things can be quite convoluted. So there's a wish and a desire for something, but there's something that's secretly hidden underneath it all. And that's what I try. It's so to you. It really can be a lot more convoluted. A lot of people obviously have had a hard time. The Five of Pentacles with those things that they've had in their arm. But the sun's here, so there's obviously going to be a shift. Obviously, my sense was that it's maybe not going to affect people as much as what the first lot of these did. These things here did. So it's almost like there's something that's being done or looked at that's not going to actually cause so much of a problem.
So
But it's,
is there any
yeah,
way that so the cards don't want to tell us who's pushing it, who's pushing this agenda?
it's convoluted. Let me just double check here. It's definitely convoluted because the Knight of Wands can be something that happens quickly, but it's not straightforward. So it's going another way. Yeah, look at this, Two of Pentacles. So
Oh
it's something, I guess, yeah, that's still it's still not fully, yeah, taken over, but it will be because we've got our Strength card. So, and people still have a choice in life, don't they? You know,
and their higher selves are making choices
yeah,
as well, you know, of
that's
you know.
right. So yeah, so there's still that little bit of something going on still with it.
Yeah.
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 But it'll come good because we had the Strength card and then the Emperor card just came up. So it will come good.
Okay. So in the 80s, schools, you know, did the jabby thing to the little ones. Let's see, with permanent scars and no other children throughout the years was there nanotech in those jabby thingies?
Yes. Okay, Lorianne, let's have a look and see. So
was there nanotech back in the 80s?
okay, let's have a look and see. I remember I got a scar because I had to have the smallpox.
Me too.
Yeah, when I was a kid, because we were on the you would have been. We were on a port. We were in a small town that was on a really big international port. So yeah, we had to go and have that one. Okay, so we're just going to see if there was anything in it that was techie, any techie stuff. Nanotech. Interesting. I think they were starting to want it because that Five of Swords has come up. So I would say that was when they started looking at doing it because they wanted to hit a lot of people with it. Ten of Pentacles can mean a lot of people, and of course, you know, they had their agenda as to why they would want to do it. So I'll just see what our clarifying card is for that. And yeah, I think they might have just started to think about bringing that in because our Page of Cups is something that's offered. I think in the 80s there was a few more that were coming onto the scene for kids to have. Like we didn't have that many when I was a kid at all. So
no, it was like 8 of them or something like that.
Yeah. And we took some of ours in like a sugar cube. So I can't remember what that one was. So yeah, but so no, there wasn't that many. So that's when they were just starting it, and that's when it was truly getting, because we've got our Page of Swords. This to me is someone that's not quite telling the truth. So that's when a lot of the what's the underlying agenda really started, I would say, was then. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like they were just starting to think about it and starting to work with it. Yep.
Interesting.
I know. Well, they knew well. I think it was the 50s when they were giving out the polio. That what happened was when those kids got to like 50 or 60, they all started to get a similar type of cancer. And they only gave it out for this particular one for I think it was a period of like 5 years. Apparently the same cancers coming through in all those people. So they were doing stuff way back then as well and knew what they were doing. But yeah.
All right. The next question from Anna Patricia. Did you know there is a huge body crystal technology that's reactive for our body's natural healing?
Okay. So Anna Patricia, are you talking about what I call our crystalline grid, our global grid matrix? Because that to me is very, very much helps to keep us balanced and keep our electromagnetic part of our body balanced and in line, and it is healing. I just might need a little bit more information. What do you think, Elisa? Because I don't quite know what Anna Patricia means.
Yeah.
Do you mean there's something new that's come out that is like a crystal technology, like you know, how you got Skinner and you've got, you know, power tubes and all these different technologies that are healing. Just give us a little bit more information on that one. That'd be good.
Yeah. So
There's definitely technology out there that's helping us to, you know, heal and balance. Yeah.
So this was an interesting question. I might have missed it up above. Is it true that this Earth had a vapor canopy?
Yeah. Okay.
That's the same thing that we had talked about, the ice dome that we talked about before.
No, I feel this is slightly different because we'll always have the firmament per se, but this is different. I think I know what Maple Tree's asking, so I'm just going to go in and check and see. Oh, that one's really hot. Let's just see. It looks like that's a yes, Maple Tree, because that's our Ace of Pentacles. Oh, that one's hot too. Wow, this is interesting because it looks like it was used. Oh, it's same cards. This is crazy. So whatever was going on the earth that maybe wasn't so great, it's the vapor canopy thing obviously has helped to bring more balance and change things up. So that's what I'm getting from that. So this was a situation. So something happened to help bring about more balance. So that's for the world. So that's Ace of Wands. Yep. So there was something happened with that vapor canopy. Our Ace of Wands is confirming that, and it helped to bring about more balance and change too. So yeah, fascinating. Yeah, 8 of Cups. That's walking away completely from a certain situation. That's what happened with it.
Okay, so I'm not sure. Oh, okay, now I see it. So there was an NDE that stated there were no Pleiadians.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can you
so
clear this up?
do Pleiadians exist?
Do Pleiadians exist? And as I've said before, remember, I see our beautiful soul families, you know, as interdimensional. Don't think of them maybe as just coming from the sky out there. So, but it's just check to see, are there any Pleiadians, you know, in truth, that we connect with or that have had a lot to do with our Earth? There are. Okay, now they've come from, so for me, this is the Knight of Cups again, which brings a message through that's wants to keep balance and peace. Okay, and that's definitely what they're doing. They're definitely have an imprint here. There's a lot that's going to be told. A lot of we've got that Page of Swords again. So to me, again, this is not quite truth telling. There's so I feel that there's maybe been a little bit of stories that come out. Everyone's always got their own perspective, which is fine. It's just go in and discern strength. Go in and discern for yourself if you feel that the Pleiadians are actually a real aspect of Earth, or, you know, this race. The strength cards tell me that they are. And I mean, my understanding is that they were actually a part of the creation of Earth. And, you know, so, and we've been, and a lot of us have there could be about up to 70% of people, it's said, that have got a real connection with Pleiadians, because we've been all of the trees, the earth, you know, we've been in that fairy realm, we've been gnomes, we've been all these incredible creatures. So, yeah, you know, to me, I feel my knowing is that there are Pleiadians, but again, everyone has to go in and do their own work and do their own, ask yourself and your higher self that question. I'm going to say yes to that question, that there are Pleiadians.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Would you agree with that, Elisa?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I am one.
Yes. We all have some Pleiadian DNA. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. So, but it's great to ask these questions. And at the end of the day, it always brings it back. We have to go in and find our own truth. Okay. We are powerful beings. So whatever it is that we're meant to know, understand, feel, that's our journey. So, yeah. So always go back in and check for yourself as well. Don't take my word for it. Don't take Elisa's word for it. You know, we're all very smart, amazing beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, we've gone past 5 minutes, so
Wow.
we are gonna Stop right now. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for bringing your questions, for participating, for being part of the soul family that we have here. Again, guys, stay in the high vibe. Understand that a lot of the stuff that we see is part of the video game. It's not even real. It's not even real, some of it. So just you know, stay on your path and stay high vibing, and understand that we're here for the experience. All right, Marie,
Exactly
anything else
right.
from you, Jazzy?
Yeah. No, let me just tune in and see if Jazzy wants to say anything to everybody just before we go. It's just keep looking for that beautiful light. Just keep finding that joy. He's just showing this gorgeous curtain of light coming through, and pale blue. I keep getting the blue coming in as well. So just find the magic. Find the magic.
Find the
Yeah.
magic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, we love you so much. We
Yes.
will see you on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye bye.